Hey, it is Jester, and welcome back to the court. Now, before we kick off into what I actually want to talk about this week, quick update, and very quick because I know the last couple of weeks that's pretty much all you've been getting, which is not very interesting, I imagine, probably. Yes, we had some hiccups this first week with the new schedule, very loose term, because I'm just going to take a bit more freeform from now on. But this week's much better, which is planned much better, and it should be going a lot smoother. And now on to the matter of hand that I really want to talk about. And this week I want to talk about the meaning of life. Now, there's a lot of philosophical and religious ways you can approach this discussion. I am very much aware of this. But I'm just going to kind of take it as best as I can in sort of an almost planned order and see just where we head with it, you know what I mean? Now, if you really want to talk about this kind of thing in depth, you kind of have to accept the fact that obviously these philosophical and religious arguments have existed forever. Now, predating most religions, you've got philosophies in many ancient societies, most notably the Greek societies. Plato said the meaning of life was to achieve knowledge, as if to reach a higher state of being through enlightenment in, I suppose, scientific knowledge or philosophical knowledge, being just being really smart, and that sort of unlocks a door into a higher plane of existence, kind of thing. Whereas on the other hand, in the Hellenistic period, you had the Cynic philosophers who preferred to look at it that mankind was supposed to live through their position in nature, particularly pertaining to the fact that they shouldn't lose themselves in the pursuit for power and wealth and fame, and I suppose to an extent knowledge, unless it was something that actually fit with their position in nature, and that was that. So self-sustainability through natural sources. So hippies, basically. And I like that even in ancient Greek there was this dichotomy of this one side of the argument and this other side of the argument is, do we want to chase up science and knowledge and become a better society, or do we accept our lot in life in that we are a biological being in the food chain at this particular point, and that's just what we are. We live with nature and that's how we're supposed to be. I like that argument, but that's only one argument. Still keeping to ancient Greece, there was also the, let's see if I can say this word right, Cyrenaces, I'll put it up on the screen. And the belief here was that the meaning of life was immediate physical pleasure. Sod the spiritual, sod the intellectual. It was all about physical gratification, and immediate physical gratification at that. Now, I like this idea. I do like the idea of that. But I am willing to accept it's probably not the meaning of life. Oh, but if only. And obviously, if you're going to have this discussion, you need to mention one of the most important figures in this kind of argument, Friedrich Nietzsche. Yeah, maybe a little bit overplayed, but come on, he plays a big hand in this. I'm talking, of course, about nihilism. It's not just Friedrich Nietzsche, there's also Martin Heidegger, amongst many others that I won't list. And they took a very different approach yet again. It took them this long to get to it, really. There's probably others in history who thought it as well, but probably thought of it in a way where it didn't even need talking about. And nihilism is the sort of the sense that life has no meaning, at least no subjective meaning. It's just what it is. Just muddle through it. And the extreme nihilism would say that you despair because of this. Because life has no meaning, so how could it possibly have any meaning? How could I, as an individual, have any possible meaning when there is no meaning to be found? So you're either left despairing in hipsterish existentialism or listening to My Chemical Romance. But then in the last couple of centuries in particular, with the advent of science, like real science, chemistry, biology, the understanding of the world around us in real physical terms has brought on a slew of so many more interpretations just from everywhere. science has changed our understanding of where we stand within the world, within life, within nature. And because of this, you either have those people who this has caused such a drastic surge of belief in something entirely different, something that you would think flies in the face of nature, or they accept their lot in that we are these purely biological beings that have just evolved along with the world, along with the ecosystem, along with the food chain. And the first option, that's entirely fine. Religion is what I'm guessing at. People have turned to, they cannot find a true meaning to life, something to strive for, in the fact that they happen to just evolve on this rock that's spinning through space. So they turn to religion, even though it's not something that can be physically explained by science. It's something they believe in, it's something they feel in their soul. That's fine, that's their choice, and it probably gives them a lot of strength to get through life, to wake up in the morning, all this kind of stuff, to believe that there is somebody out there watching for them, and maybe their meaning of life could be so many things because of this. Like the most devout in a lot of religions will tell you that the meaning of life is to worship the being that has created you. That is the point. But then there's also a lot of people who believe in a lot of faiths who believe that the point of life is to strive to be like the being that has created you, to prove yourself worthy of becoming like that. And yes, then you have the others, call them atheists or just people who don't give a shit, who can accept the biological imperative that we are here because we evolved as part of an ecosystem. We are a point within the food chain. We are a part of the circle of life. This supports this, and this supports that, and this supports that, and we are part of ecosystems evolved on this spinning rock, purely because that's just it's a cosmic genetic fluke. I mean, fair enough, as a race we've kind of screwed over both the food chain and the ecosystem, but that's because of the search for knowledge. Thanks, Plato. I'm kidding. So yeah, they accept that we have evolved as part of a perpetual ecosystem. And these are just a few of the arguments that exist out in the world, there, out in culture and society, in history, in media, all this kind of stuff. And speaking of, I actually have to say, I take a step back from this entirely. My favourite philosophies are the ones that you see in the media, the ones that have very little to do with either science or religion. It's just sort of, I suppose you could say it's a moralistic kind of philosophy. So, well, philosophy in its purest form, I suppose. But my favourite ones are the ones you see in shitty TV sitcoms where the families and the dad learn something at the end of the episode, or the friends and the friends learn something at the end of the season after everybody screwed themselves over a million times over. You know, the kind of moral meaning of life, the punchlines that you'd expect to see in a Hallmark card. Cheesy, I know, but they are my favourite ones because they don't rely on a religious belief, they don't even rely on a scientific belief. They are dictated by your morals, your ethics, your personality, who you are as a person in this world, regardless of everything else, just whether you can be a good, decent person to everybody else in the world. There's things like the meaning of life is to love. The meaning of life is just to live. The meaning of life is to achieve something with it, to prove that you are worthy of having this, whether it be a gift or just a fluke. But down to what I actually believe, I really don't know. Are we here just to keep the circle of life turning? We are relied upon by every other thing in the ecosystem to keep us as a planet just going and going through time and space. Is there meaning in that? That science is somehow a god in some respect, that we are fulfilling an imperative set out for us, biologically, physically, chemically, whatever you want to call it? Or is there a metaphysical being out there, unexplained by science? Call it magic, call it religion, call it faith, call it belief, call it extra-dimensional aliens, whatever, and they're out there waiting, watching for us to prove ourselves as one thing or another that either equals them or that they need to end up destroying. But then this all precludes that there is actually a meaning that precedes life itself, that someone or something out there has set up, planned, formulated a meaning for us before we even crawled out of the ooze. What if the meaning or the search thereof is entirely a societal invention. Somebody woke up one morning and thought, we're here. Why? And when he's telling his brother about this around the stone table for the saber-toothed tiger they just caught and chopped up for meat, he said, there must be something out there that has created us, that we've got meaning. But then the brother has said, maybe it's just a fluke. Maybe it's just a complete genetic cosmic fluke. Or they probably didn't use these kinds of words if they're the Neanderthals or Homo sapiens sapiens. What if it's entirely genetic or a cosmic fluke and we just have to make the best of it? Now we're here. We're here, so we may as well make the most of it. We may as well love, live, achieve, believe, strive, create, attain, succeed, learn, teach, entertain, enable, enjoy, experience, hate, grieve, despair, experience. I don't know. It could be anything. And it probably is a myriad of any of these possibilities, probably more than one at a time, for every single person standing on this rock. But even though I don't have a specific stance on what it actually is, because I really don't know, whatever it is, there's one thing I can agree upon. We are here now. We are all here together. Just do the right thing, I suppose, maybe the most solid stance I can give you. Do the right thing, be nice to people, all that kind of thing. But in the end, maybe the meaning of life is just that we're here and it's better than the alternative. No matter what your personal view, I think we can all probably agree on that. The meaning of life, the reason we are here living, is it's better than the alternative. Whether because some metaphysical being has gifted us with that possibility, or because in pretty much the same semantic sense, science has dictated, evolution has dictated the very exact same thing, the potential thereof for life, because why not? I think no matter what your actual specific belief is in terms of what we're supposed to be striving for, or why we were created, it's whatever, it's better than not having been created. So yeah, so these thoughts have taken up a lot of my time this week. I think you may have noticed. Still didn't come to a definitive answer, but I guess that kind of helps out because it means I'm always striving to find one. So maybe that's my meaning in life, to search for a meaning in life. I don't know. But at any rate, I am curious to know what you guys think. What do you guys have a meaning in your life? Are you religious? Do you believe that you were created by a god, and then what is your meaning in life is why did he create you, or she, or it? Or do you accept the scientific argument and therefore maybe you take it upon yourself to give yourself meaning now since you're here? Or are you somewhere in the middle or somewhere entirely different? I don't know, but I would like to know, so please comment down below. I'm curious. As ever, kidders, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you see and you want to see more. And I will see you through the week.